Hello, David Dominesi here. Today we're going to clean and dry some 223 brass using the CED Brass Tornado. Now with the Brass Tornado, this is wet tumbling, and you can clean your brass in an hour, whereas with a vibratory tumbler it would take many hours. Here in front of us we have some of our essential items. On top of the base of the Brass Tornado is the tumbler. It's made out of plexiglass, has a nice hole in it. There's a cap that goes on there. It's over here. It's clear. It gets a little cloudy as you use it, but you can still see in there and see your brass getting cleaned. That's kind of cool. It's computerized. We'll go through that in a few minutes. Because you're wet tumbling, you'll be using metal shot. This is stainless steel metal rods. That's what we'll be using. Put distilled water in there. Using distilled water keeps your brass from getting spots on it when it dries. Just makes your job easier. We'll use the Turbo Sonic, and then with that we'll use Lemmy Shine. That is used in dishwashers, but boy does it work good. So Lemmy Shine and Turbo Sonic by Lyman, and our stainless steel shot. So we'll be cleaning some 223 brass. We don't have very many. I think this is 150 shot at the range recently. We're going to clean them with the primers still attached. The brass isn't too bad, but it is dirty, of course. It's been fired. So we'll see how this comes out. Well, let's get everything set up. This is about 4 pounds of stainless steel rods. Put those in there. They're about 1/4 of an inch or so. And then we'll put our brass in. You can see it's pretty dirty. And using the metal rods and wet tumbling, we're going to clean this not only very quickly, but inside and outside as well. Looks like we have about 150 for today's batch. The Turbo Sonic is mixed up for heavy usage at 1 ounce per 20 ounces of distilled water. So we'll count that. That looks great. That ought to do it. Then our Lemmy Shine, same thing. Whoop-dee-doo. Looks great. Now the top has a seal on it. You can put Vaseline on that if it starts leaking on you. But this has been doing pretty good. That goes on there. Then your rod goes through with your cam lock, like so, and you lock it down. So we'll put water in it, set it up, and get it going. Distilled water makes your life easier. What we want to do is cover the brass. That's pretty good there. Now we'll close it up. Put the cam lock on and seal it down. Alright, we've got the tumbler all filled up, and we're going to set it on the base. The base has got a belt-driven roller here, and the roller is knurled, and that knurling bites into this rubber on the tumbler tube, and that's how it works. So let's get it set up. Okay, we'll get the tumbler set up on the base. We'll turn it on and get it set up. Turn it on. The functions available we have is timer. We can change our direction every minute, 2 minutes, up to every 20 minutes. While we're working, we can adjust our speed. When the cycle is done, it'll alarm or not. We can save that setting in a memory so that we don't have to redo it the next time we turn it on. While it's working, we can pause and start, pause and start, however we want to. So first, we'll time it. It'll go up to 180 minutes. We are going to tumble this brass for 45 minutes. We can change direction every minute, 2 minutes, all the way up to 20. I'll change direction every 2 minutes. We'll set the speed after we push start. You'll notice here it indicates the direction that we're moving, either forward or reverse, and whether you set an alarm for the end of the cycle or not. So after I set the timer, 45 minutes here, how many times I want to change the direction, in this case every 2 minutes, I push start. We begin tumbling, and I can adjust now my speed. I can go that slow, and then adjust in steps to an unreasonable speed. Of course, that's way too fast. I'm not an expert on it. I just do things by how it looks, and that looks good to me. And now every 2 minutes it'll stop, pause, and then change direction. There's the tumbling action. We're going in reverse now. You can see the brass tumbling there. The water is already getting pretty dirty. The stainless steel rods, working together with the Turbosonic and Lemishine, are rubbing the tarnish and debris off of the brass. The stainless steel rods are also going inside of the brass and cleaning the brass inside and out. The speed at which you clean is astronomical compared to vibratory tumblers. So even though the plexiglass gets cloudy, you can see that it's still very transparent. This allows you not only to see the action of the tumbling, but the amount of cleaning that's being done to your brass. So you don't have to keep stopping and opening it, looking in, or just wondering. That's a nice feature. I like that. So every 2 minutes we'll stop and change direction. That improves your cleaning efficiency. And there she goes. So we'll let this run for the 45 minutes, and we'll see how clean our brass is. When the cycle is done, we'll use our media separator and get all of those stainless steel rods out of there. And then we'll pull out our brass dryer and dry this brass up. And in 2 to 3 hours, we'll have clean and dry brass ready for reloading in the amount of time that it would take a vibratory tumbler, let's say 12 to 16 hours. So it's a time saver for sure. Okay, we'll let it run. Be back later to talk about it. In order to get the water out and leave our media behind, we'll put on their screened cap. That replaces the sealed cap here. So there's the sealed cap. Screen cap on. Replace the cam lock. And now you can take that outside and dump the water out. Then we'll move this into our media separator. I've removed the dirty water from the tumbler and we'll transfer everything into the Lyman media separator. We'll use just regular tap water at first, and then our final rinse will be with distilled water so that we'll dry everything without spots. And make sure you wait till after we're done rinsing the brass to watch the last section of the video, which will include a brass dryer. It's pretty cool. It's a dryer tower. You'll need to see that. So we'll put our brass in here, pretty basic. Put tap water in there. We'll turn it around. We'll keep replacing it with clean water until everything looks clean and we've separated all of our stainless steel rods out. And then we'll do a final rinse in distilled water, get as much water out of the brass as we can, and transfer it to the dryer. No need to show that on video. That's Mickey Mouse operation. I'll be back when the brass is clean and the media is separated from the brass. Here's the brass. Got it really clean. We've separated all the media out. And now we'll move this on to the dryer. Hopefully you can see how clean that got. That was 45 minutes of tumbling. Now let's get the dryer out. This is the dryer made by CED, or Competitive Edge Dynamics. It has a stack of trays. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 layers of brass that you can install. You have your controls. Here's your power and your temperature, either higher or lower, with 4 temperature ranges. Everything is listed in Celsius, but they have a scale here. So 35 centigrade or 95 degrees Fahrenheit. So you go from 95 degrees to 105 to 135 to 155. And there's no timer function, but that's up to you. An hour or two, of course it depends on how much water is left in your brass and how much brass is in there, how cold the brass is to begin with when you put it in there, so on and so forth. But 150 pieces of 223 shouldn't take longer than an hour, maybe 2. So I'll get it all installed and get the brass in here and let you see what it looks like. So there's our first layer. Take the brass, layer it around. need to be flat and in a single layer. It's good for that. I could have fit more on the first layer, but I don't have much brass in this batch. Okay, that's 150. Put the top on. Don't need these additional trays. I have 3 additional trays I don't need for this batch. We'll turn it on. We'll move our temperature up to maximum. Let it run. No need to come back and show your dry brass. There you have it. From dirty brass to clean brass in just a few hours. If I want this to be even brighter, then I would throw it in a vibratory tumbler with walnut shells or something like that for a few hours. Make it super bright. But it's pretty clean and ready for reloading as soon as it's dry. David Dominesi, thank you for watching.